Hey everyone, welcome in. I'm Jess. It's Monday evening, and I'm joined by my co-host, the House of
Yay.
Meeple. Hello.
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 How are you both doing this evening?
Can't complain too much.
I
Yeah.
mean, I probably could if I tried,
Oh,
but
I mean, Abby always finds something
Facts.
wrong to
Facts.
complain about.
I
Abby.
was like, I mean, it was a Monday. I could
Yeah.
complain about that, but at least Monday's over with.
That's right.
You
Monday's
know.
over.
Yeah.
You only got 3 more days of work.
Oh,
Oh
please
yeah.
don't remind me. Sorry, I'm freezing cold. Don't remind me of that because I have so much work to do and not enough time to do it in.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's just do
Abby's
I?
gonna go in for surgery at the end of this week, so sending you all the best safe travels and yeah. Hopefully everything just goes so swimmingly and you'll be in recovery in no time.
Yep, this time next week I should be back at the hotel, discharged and relaxing, bothering Joe again.
By this
That's my
time
goal.
next
Yeah,
week, folks. You heard it.
yeah. Once she's bothering me, then
You'll
yeah,
know everything's back to
I'll
normal.
know I'll know
Yep.
I'll know she's fine and recovered.
Yeah. If you see Joe tweet, can we go back 2 days? Just know it's because I'm feeling a lot better.
You know I'm gonna do that now.
I
That's
hope you
Just
do.
too
just
funny.
just to spite you.
I hope you do.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. I see James is in the chat. Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight, James. Yes, we did take our camper out on its maiden voyage this weekend, took SB out to the coast, and she had an absolute blast. She'd never been out there
Oh,
before, but she was
Oh, that's
just
sweet.
running around, smelling all of the seaweed and, finding any other dog that she could running along the beach. And yeah, it was amazing. So yeah, it was a really good time to just get away. And yes, it's been freezing. I mean, if we go or to the Oregon coast, you're guaranteed two things. One, it's going to be somewhat cold because you're by the ocean, but it's up, here in Oregon. It's not like a Florida beach where everything's nice and warm. But also two, it's windy. It's really, really windy. So she was like, "Wow, I have to like wear all these." Like we layered her up in all these coats and everything. But she was like, "Mate, the faster I run, the warmer I'll get." So she knew what was happening.
Oh, I bet she was just having a blast.
Yeah, yeah. How about you all? Did you have any fun weekend plans this last weekend?
Yeah, we had amazing plans. We cleaned and cleaned and cleaned
Oh, too funny.
and cleaned some more.
and
No,
yeah.
Abby's mom is coming into town to watch the child.
Okay.
So I mean, I didn't care too much, but at the same time, Abby's like, it's my mother, she'll judge. So we literally like deep cleaned everything. The shampoo, the rugs got shampooed. Like we threw
Nice.
stuff out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like spring cleaning on steroids.
I was gonna say, to be fair, at least now I will come home to a super clean house post surgery, so that's pretty nice. But 100% our house I don't think has been this clean since we moved in. So
No,
that's
facts.
really nice. It's real like we did good.
Yeah, not saying we don't keep things clean, but we definitely didn't like take stuff off shelves and like super
Yeah.
scrub stuff.
Right, yeah.
Like, that
Yeah.
kind of cleaning.
Yeah.
The
What's
full
underneath
like
this stack of board games? Oh, good lord.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Like we moved stuff, and actually the worst thing we saw was our bedroom. Like we moved stuff, and it's like, wow, we haven't vacuumed there since we moved in.
Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah, because like we like have our dressers and like so we haven't moved them because I'm like, well, what do we need to? And Joe's like, I'm just gonna shampoo the carpet, and so we moved one, and I was like, oh, and like our kid walked by, and our kid's kind of a snarky little turd, and they were like, oh my god, you have a floor, and we're like, yeah, we do. Look at that. You don't though, so
Yeah.
yeah. This coming from the preteen who barely keeps their own room clean.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh man, too funny. Well, yes, like you said, Abby, at least you'll have something nice to look forward to when you get back.
Mhm.
James watched some sports ball this weekend. Yes, the Super Bowl. The Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Yes, I kept hearing a lot
Uh,
about the Rihanna concert, and did y'all know her name is actually Rihanna and not Rihanna? Like,
I
we've been
did.
saying it
I
wrong
did,
this
yeah.
whole time.
this whole time.
Yeah. Anyway, I was like, I thought there was gonna be more to say, but nope. Nope, nope, nope. 8K Money is here. Hello. They say the only way I'm able to clean my house is to invite people over, so I'm forced to do it on a deadline.
Oh, we do that all the time.
Oh, that's like, we have it down. Like, we can do, so we don't, like, everything just goes to the bedroom.
Yeah.
But we can get our living room and kitchen clean in 2 hours or less, usually, like, to
Yeah,
a
we have
very presentable clean. Like, we're
we've got a
good.
system.
But because everything just goes in our bedroom, like, we had stuff, and I'm like, oh, look at this Tylenol bottle that fell down that has been there since, it expired in 2020. That's cool. Like, he's like handing me stuff, and I'm like, expired. It's like that commercial. It's like, expired.
Oh, gosh.
Expired.
Yeah, but honestly, we got rid of so much stuff. Like it was so
That's
liberating. Cool. Like we
That's
threw out
cool.
like I think 12 or 13 bags of just stuff we accumulated that we didn't need.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, so cleaning, ready for some contentment of sitting in your clean house, at least for a few days before you go. Why not?
Yeah, we got that going for us.
Nice little cozy conversation this evening to start off the weekend or this week on a good note. You know this person. They've been around on the board gaming sphere for so long, but if not, we're going to learn more about who they are and what they do in the board gaming space. The wonderful, the amazing, the ever so talented. It's T, everybody. Da 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 da.
Yay!
Yay!
Hi, T.
I think that was like the nicest and best intro I've ever gotten. Thank you.
Hey, there we go.
You're welcome.
We're already off to a great start.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, T, yes, James's thing. Yay for T. T, before we start into our cozy conversation, why don't you give everybody a little intro about who you are and what you do in the board gaming space? What are your identifiers, and how would you say, like, what exactly do you do in board gaming?
What do I do? Wow. Everything. So I'm T. I use they, them pronouns. I've been in the industry professionally for over 10 years now. It's the thing I can say. It's terrifying. And I do a little, right now, I still do a lot. Historically, I started as a content creator with a YouTube channel. I was the first board game Twitcher, woot woot, before the brothers came along. And like did it way better. But so yeah, and then used to vlog conventions, super fun. And then I started working professionally for publishing companies, and now I am US sales director for a company called Shoutout, which is actually a conglomerate company. So it's a company that does importing and sales distribution for various board game companies from around the world. Currently, that means that I represent 8 studios. So there's that. And then I also started my own game studio at the same time, because why not? So I also own and run a small studio called Cabin Games, which mostly just does merch right now, but it's really nice merch. It's very cozy. I love this merch. This sweater is like my favorite sweater. Steve and I fight over it now. But we do have the first game is going to be announced soon. I'm waiting on the cover, essentially. So yeah, but the game design is done. The rules are done. The art is halfway done. So I'm really excited that that's going to be a thing that gets announced soon. So yeah.
Very, very awesome. James says you are the reason why he got Twitch.
Yep.
Yeah, James says, I watched them and Cheaty Steve play games with the doggos popping in from time to time. Yes.
Cheatin' Steve, yeah. I still have, that's still 100% his nickname. It's kind of funny because, like, there's people that have known us for a really long time, and, like, they'll meet, or I'll be, like, talking with somebody in real life in the industry, like, in a meeting, and somebody will be like, oh, hey, how's Steve? Is he still cheating? And this other person won't know. They'll know that I have a partner named Steve. They don't know Steve's history of just like blatantly cheating. And so they're just like, that's so rude to ask. And I'm like, yeah, no, he has a theme song. It's a thing. Like,
That's amazing.
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So we still occasionally, I haven't posted a new YouTube video to my channel in like 2 years. It's pretty hibernated, but like, I don't know, like once every couple of months, somebody will still leave a comment that's like, at this timestamp, Steve did this instead of this, so he cheated, so he wouldn't have gotten this and this and this and this and this, and I'm just like,
Oh man.
we knew this already. So yeah,
Too funny.
It's amusing.
Oh man. Well, you
So,
kind of already
yeah.
talked about how you got into the board gaming sphere, but we'll continue on that conversation, T. So for everyone in the chat, though, that's just listening in, we're going to sit down and chat with T for a little bit. But if you have any questions for them, please feel free to type them in the chat, and we'll get to them as quickly as we can. But myself, Joe, and Abby are just going to kind of do a little round robin Q&A with T. And T, if there's any questions that you don't want to answer, feel free to just pass them along. If you do want to answer, you can feel free to just dive deep. If you want to go deep dive into something, by all means, the floor is yours, my friend. If not, if you're just like, that's what I do, and then it's okay. There's no right or wrong answers to any of these questions.
You just realize now that this is now like a 7-hour stream.
I know.
By you saying that I can like,
I mean, Abby and I have nowhere to be till like 5. We're good.
I'll just need a dinner break, that's all.
James says at least 3 hours minimum. Well, you know.
Oh yeah. James knows.
We can do that.
James knows.
We'll see what we can get to for sure.
T, this is the origin story. We want to know, how did you get into board gaming?
I always liked games. When we were kids, we had the standard board games that you got from like Walmart or whatever. So Monopoly, Risk, Scrabble. We had in our neighborhood, we had a few kids in the cul-de-sac all in the same age range. We had a Monopoly game that went for 4 years. We were definitely doing some homebrew rules, but we started having to make up our own. We made our own money with like napkins and stuff. Like, my brother and the oldest kiddo on the block ended up taking the game way further and buying us out. Like, bought me out, bought the other neighbor kid out, bought the other neighbor kid out. And it was just the two of them going. And I don't think they actually ever finished that game, going to be honest. So it could still be going, actually. It's like 20-something years later. But we also played Risk a good amount. And Stratego and Uno Tiles, if you ever heard of that one.
Ooh, that's an older one.
I just know it because like my mom just moved out of that house and she found all the games and I was like, oh. So I always really liked them. And then when I went to college, I kind of got the like small glimpse of the hobby world. I had a professor that was sponsored me for a dissertation thing, and she like had everybody come over to the house and we played Empire Builder, but it was Iron Dragon. We played Iron Dragon. And I was like, games can be like this? And so I never forgot. I couldn't find it. I have it now. And I have the original version, which like was a grail game for me. Still love it. It holds up, in my opinion. So yeah, but then I like graduated college, moved out, was on my own, and then I did what everybody does, which is joined a D&D group. And then in the downtime, they were like, "Hey, do you want to play a game?" And I was like, "Sure," thinking they were going to pull out Scrabble or something, and they pulled out Dominion.
Ooh.
And it had just come out, and they were like, "You want to play this?" And I was like, "Okay, sure." And then it was like the stars exploded. I had like I bought basically almost every game you could get at like Target at that point. That was like more. So like Cards Against Humanity, Set, all this other stuff. But the only hobby stores I knew of were like Magic shops, and I had played Magic. I didn't really care for it. So yeah, but Dominion, I was like, oh, this is like that one game. And then I went to the shop and I wasn't afraid to like just wander around, and I bought Steam because the cover looked cool. And then I was like, I was hooked. And then I quickly turned it into a career because that's what I do. So,
Nice.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yup.
I love it.
All right, Joe, Abby, what you got?
You want to go?
Yeah, I'll go.
I'll let
All
you
right.
go
Well,
first.
we'll keep things simple, and then we'll get to the harder questions. So, co-op or competitive? What's your pleasure?
Competitive.
I could have answered that for you.
Oh yeah. James could too. James knows the answer immediately. I don't like. So I am a fickle one. I don't really care for co-op games because I had a bad experience. Several bad experiences with some co-op games, and I'm better now. There's co-ops that I'll play, but competitive. But I don't really like direct competitive, like super hardcore direct. I like passive competitive. I don't like games where I'm like actively trying to destroy somebody else. Does that make sense?
Well, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I like just being better than you. I just want to be better than you, but I don't want to like hurt you. I want to hurt you emotionally and maybe mentally. Yeah.
I can appreciate that answer because that's kind of how I am. Like I'm the same way. There's co-op games I'll play, but definitely not my cup of tea.
I like what James says. He says, "Leave my toys alone." Competitive.
Yeah. 100%. But that makes me curious. What co-op games do you like?
Oh, let's see. I was a fan of the Pandemic Legacy series. That was fantastic. That was really good.
That was really good.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of ones off the top of my head because the very few that I actually play now that I'm looking like at my shelf. And Abby can help me out here because I'm trying to think of co-op games that I actually like enjoy.
Outside of Pandemic, I wasn't aware that there was much more other than that.
Burn. I mean,
There are others. I just can't think of them, and that's how often I don't play co-op games.
I was gonna say Pandemic Legacy is the only actually in Pandemic I mean so there's like Arkham horror and those games that we tolerate.
Yeah. Oh, and as of recent, Chronicles of Crime, I've fallen in love with that game.
I haven't played it, so.
Yeah. See, that one I enjoyed, but I enjoyed solo more than like co-op because like we fought over the device essentially.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve and I both have ADHD. And so if our brains are going and we want to like, oh, this connection, but you only have one device because it only saves states in one, it was like, yeah. Anyway.
Oh, and it's still on our shelf. We haven't played it in forever, but Star Trek 5-Year Mission, that's a fun one.
Ugh.
Oh, maybe not. Not everybody agrees. I don't know.
It made me anxious. Not that takes much. Well, you like the Cuphead dice rolling game for the same reason that I hate it. Because,
oh yeah, facts. That's right. Yeah, Cuphead. Yeah, the Cuphead game is great too, but you don't you like it. You just don't like the fact that there's a timer.
Well, if it was just like normal, fine little cutesy music like it is, it's when like the tone changes, and it's why I hated the Escape. What was it, Escape?
Oh yes. It's just called Escape from Queen Games. Yeah, that's understandable.
Oh yeah,
right? That even got me anxious.
Yeah,
and I don't get anxious easily.
We finally settled on the Benny Hill theme song for it instead of the regular music because that was the only way I could play it without going almost into tears.
Yeah, that was a fun fan like soundtrack to find. That instead of like the heart thumping like get to the center quick music, somebody spliced in the Benny Hill theme. It was so great.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
All right, Abby.
Genius.
What is your go-to player color?
So I don't really have one anymore because I have to play games with so many people in like a sales or supportive. Like, I sit down and I can demo a lot of games, and I've had to do it for years. I have broken the player color thing. When I worked at Haba, I made yellow my player color because it was like a joke. Plus, nobody liked to play yellow anyway. But like, orange is my favorite color. It's just not a very common player color. If orange is available, I will try and pick it. But otherwise, I really don't care. So yeah, that's not a fun answer anymore. I have an orange meeple tattooed on my ankle. But yeah. I mostly just play now what's available. Or one trick that I've done with demos is if I get to pick, or somebody cares, I try to pick a color that's close to like what I'm wearing if I'm wearing a color.
Mm.
So today I would pick red. But
Well, that's a good way to pick color.
yeah, it was one of the ways that I like broke the habit, because I used to play green a lot exclusively, and like if somebody else played green, I would move green's pieces. I don't have that problem anymore at all, but one of the ways that I broke it was the match a color you're wearing, but you have to be wearing shirts of color, not just black. So like black and white doesn't super work for clothing options if that's the method you're going to use. So
All right, T, favorite game night snack and beverage.
Beverage is alcohol. It's super seasonal dependent. Wine's a good easy wine. Red wine can always go for. But right now I'm like all into the winter stouts and ales. Snack wise, usually it's something salty. Pretzels, popcorn, cheese, salty yum yums.
Nice.
Yep. My favorite thing that I do that always like astounds people is Cheetos with chopsticks. Because if you do Cheetos with chopsticks, your fingers don't get gross, so you don't mess up the pieces.
Facts.
So
yeah. I think more
it's the
people need
whole
to
reason.
learn.
Exactly, it's the whole reason why Abby bought like ones that fit on your fingers, like rings. It's so great.
That's super smart.
Yeah. Ringy chopsticks. I don't know.
I'm coloring. Jess sent me a thing to color, and
yeah,
she knew
no, that's why I have known T for a few years now, and I know they like to multitask. So I said, here, color this thing. And they're like, live on stream, and I'm like, yeah, if you want to. So
we always give our guests the option, because we get everything. It's like, do I need to do this now? It's like, do whatever you want.
Yeah. Do I have to do
the
it? Can I make my
ADD
kids do it? Yeah, sure. Make your kids do it.
Yeah.
Fine.
The ADD means that I do a lot better when I multitask. Which is why streaming and playing games at the same time is so great. But we're not playing a game, so I was like, coloring. Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, Joe, what you got?
All right, favorite designer.
Nobody likes my. I don't have one.
Really?
There's too many good options, and really, it's so. How do I say this?
Okay, let's make it easier. Top 5. No particular order.
No, because here's the deal. I've played Uwe Rosenberg games that I love, and he's a very nice man. And I say this wholeheartedly. Some of the games that I've played of his are absolute garbage, and I don't like them.
That's fair.
And Steffenfeld, I apologize. You're not going to watch this. I really apologize for the thing that I said about the games while you were standing behind me without me knowing. But
we're gonna have to ask about that.
but like, there's some Steffenfeld games I've played that I enjoy, but like, there's been a number that I don't. So I have stopped making the designer the like thing that I do, or like the designer is not a guarantee. because the developer involved in the project and the publishing company and the decisions that the publishing company made for the game have a huge impact on the game itself and the play. Because I've played some games that like I really enjoy, but the publisher made some just like really weird decisions for like components and just ruined the play experience because it became too fiddly, or like the colors were weird, so we couldn't tell the difference between certain elements. And it was like, this game would be really great if these pieces were just a different color so I could tell them apart. So it's things like that that's not on the designer necessarily, that's sometimes on the developer or the publisher. So I really can't weigh whether or not I'm going to like a game based off of a designer. As far as like designers who I like personally, Elizabeth Hargrave's really nice. She is genuinely as sweet and awesome as she seems online. I don't know. It's like, yeah. I think if you were going to be like, what designer do you own the most games from? Honestly, it would be, I forgot Klaus's last name. The head designer from Haba that was at Haba for like 30 something years. He made amazing kids games. So good. And because of the way Haba does the names, nobody knows his name because they're like a mass market company and they don't like prioritize who's publishing the kids games. But it's amazing. So good. So yeah. It's a very heavy answer. Sorry. Welcome to me being here.
No, that's fine. Like
totally fine.
we're here to get to know you, and that's a fantastic answer. So there are no wrong answers here.
Now I'm like, I'm gonna get at them. Like it's, yeah.
So, what do you think about Dr. Knizia?
Oh, Reiner's really super nice. He is a massive nerd. So he wears a bow tie every day to spiel, and it's a different bow tie every day. And he loves cosplay. He loves to cosplay.
Did not know that about him.
He loves to cosplay for his games. So when he has like booth signings or appearances, he always wants to dress up as like a character from one of his games. So I first met him, he was a pirate. Like Doctor, and he's fantastic. He's really nice. He's a math guy. So some of his games are just like literally math problems, and some of them are more interesting. But he loves to make kids games too, and he likes to make like silly fun games that he can cosplay too. So yeah, I think he's like, he's just too smart. You know what I mean? But I like that he knows how to make his games appealing for people that aren't as smart as him. We'll put it that way. So, yeah.
James is asking, does he still teach math?
I think he does, yeah. I think he's still a professor.
That's awesome. That's very cool.
Yeah. He's super great. He's a massive nerd, though.
Love it. Love it. All right, Abby.
What is the last game you backed on crowdfunding?
There's a new site called Crowdfunder, which is really funny, which actually happens to be the last site that I used for crowdfunding. It's a solo RPG called, I think, Echo, where you play in a planner. So you can use any planner, like a calendar planner, and you will travel through time. And you like journal solo RPG in it. And so I'm pretty excited because I'm like, I can get some really cheap discounted planners to play with. I'm like, what was the name of this? Travis Hill shared it. And I was like, oh, well, obviously. Yeah, it's Project Echo, a solo time travel game.
Nice. That sounds really cool.
Interesting.
And so does it go throughout the whole year then, T?
I mean, it's unclear.
Okay.
So it's kind of like 1,000 Years as a Vampire. Like, it'll depend on how your story goes, how much you'll do. But you're going to jump around the planner and you'll mark it up. And so when you go certain places, like if you've marked up a day, it'll impact what you're doing now, kind of thing. So you can mess with yourself. I've really gotten into solo RPGs because Steve's gonna feed some dogs.
See how much?
A cup. I would say just use the same scoop. We have a friend's dog because their family is all sick. They're all just like horribly sick.
Aww.
And they were like,
Oh.
we take the dog, they have a baby. And so we take their dog on hikes and stuff because they used to be really active before they had the baby, in like big snow things. And so their dog has been missing that. And so we bring the dog. And so they've gotten sick and they were like, would you like the dog in the middle of the week? Like, yeah. So we have a very sweet Luna Buna right now.
Nice.
Nice. But yeah, anyway, I've gotten into solo RPGs because I can play them while I'm traveling because I travel a lot for work and for pleasure. But the solo RPGs are really nice because I can play them at home, but then I can like easily just close the book. Usually it's a journaling situation, and then I can play it like on a plane or a train, and I don't need internet and I don't need a device, so I'm not looking at a screen. Because when I'm looking at a screen, I'm usually tempted to be like, oh, I have to work. I check notifications when I'm looking at a screen. So, yeah. So mostly I've been playing those and backing those from like indie developers. So, yeah.
Cool. Did you hear about the paperback adventures?
That one is a bit more from Tim Fowers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen because Sue's plays that. That's like, it's got a big table spread.
Oh, okay.
So,
got it.
yeah.
I know that was kind of a solo RPG thing too.
Yes. Yeah, but I've seen, because Suze has tweeted about it, it's not tray table friendly.
Understood. Understood.
Yeah.
All right, so going along the lines with RPGs and games in particular, T, do you have a favorite game mechanism?
I tend to enjoy deck building. I like engine builders in general where you can like snowball, but I do rather enjoy deck building, and I don't know if that's just, a throwback to Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
But I've enjoyed it, and almost every game that I've played that has it, even if the game isn't a good game, I tend to enjoy the deck building. So, yeah, I'll say deck building, I guess.
Okay. Cool.
Like a certain game called Clank Legacy, which we need to finish.
Yes. Yes, we are in a currently in pandemic campaign of Clank Legacy.
Oh no.
We're like halfway through, T, I think.
I want to say we're a little over halfway.
Okay, maybe 2/3.
Yeah, I think we're 2/3.
Yeah, but we were traveling, they were traveling, then it was like, oh, we got exposure to COVID, so we're going to be on lockdown, or hey, our friends just had a baby, so we're going to be isolating, and like all of these things. But eventually, Fantastica, my character, will come and rise again. We'll see what happens. We'll plan that off stream. Okay, Joseph, what do you got?
All right. Do you have a fan experience, like something that comes to mind that was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm meeting this person?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was a child, all my hopes and dreams were dashed because my dad worked at Disney World, and then Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you are a child and the magic of Disney World is just absolutely it's not even magical. Like there was no magic to be ruined. Like I didn't even understand that Disney World was a magical place because I just was like immediately behind the scenes. Cause he would be like, oh, I gotta go to work, and then like take me to work. And so, like, I didn't even realize there was, like, a front of the park for, like, a long time.
Wow.
the magic kind of gets ruined of those kinds of things. And so I've always kind of had this perspective of like people are people and like TV and like all these other things are fake, if that makes sense. So it kind of like celebrity things like that. So it's kind of really skewed my thing. So when I meet other people who are celebrities or bigger or more interesting, I'm just kind of like, oh, you're a person. Cool. I really like what you do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not bad. Well, then I'm gonna change my question up a little bit, and you are welcome to not answer this question. So you mentioned bashing Stefan Feld while he was standing behind you.
Oh my
You
God.
want
I
to
bashed
shed
his
some light on that?
games. I bashed his games. There was a spiel. There was an Essen spiel, and it was at breakfast, and somebody was like, "Oh, are you gonna run to go get this game, the new Stefan Feld?" And I was like, "Which one?" And they were like, "This one." And I was like, "Oh, because there's 4 coming out this year." And they were like, "Well, this one because this and this and this." And I was like, "Honestly, no, because this is what I said, not verbatim, but I was like, no, because at this point, I feel like he signed a lot of games and publishers keep pushing him because his name's really big, but the games aren't as unique or interesting or as well developed because he's been pressured to like put out so many games to like represent himself. And so they all just kind of feel like the same, but slightly watered down." Yeah, he was sitting at the table 2 down and could hear me.
Oh no.
So, yeah. But I feel that way about a number of publishers. I feel like at a certain point, to go mainstream and to make it in this industry, you're pressured to turn out products that aren't really what you would want, you know, to make a paycheck.
That's fair.
It has to happen in any industry, but I feel like it's really prevalent for certain people because they hit a stage and they're just like, we have to put a game out because we have to pay the bills. So out it goes, you know?
Yep.
Nope. That makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm. Abby.
What is one piece of advice you'd give to someone just starting out in the industry?
I just saw James's comment. I would want to meet Patrick Stewart too, but I think it's just because he's like the world's grandpa. I don't know.
Oh, it's him
like-
or Morgan Freeman is like up there too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Morgan Freeman's definitely up there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like Patrick Stewart's like my great grandpa, and then Morgan Freeman's like
a great uncle.
Yeah, like a great uncle or like
Yes.
great grandpa's like best friend.
Yes.
But like Morgan Freeman's the guy that like I'm not. Like we see him, we hang out.
Right.
Maybe he gets invited to the family reunions. He's really nice to the word of wisdom, but like whenever he leaves, everybody's just like, man, he just always has to say something. Like,
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. That's just the characters he plays. But like, I think at this point, people have like oversold his voice. But his voice is so good. Anyway.
Honestly, I think he's like almost like the modern day James Earl Jones. Like his voice is just iconic, but I think Morgan Freeman's pretty close, if not on par.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Piece
of advice, T.
Yes. Sorry. Hang on. Making sure that the dog that was down here finished all their dinner. You're gonna burn out. If you go at the pace, you're really excited. It's really great. And if you go into this industry in the pace that you want to and that you see other people are doing, you're gonna burn out. And if it doesn't happen around the 3-year mark, I'll be shocked. So try not to. That's the best I could do. I don't know. I've mentored a lot of people and I've been mentored, and it's like, it's clockwork. So the best thing that I can say is like, you're going to burn out on this hobby if you go as hard. Either if you make content, you're going to burn out because you make content. And if you just are a consumer and you go from a consumption level, you're going to burn out because you're going to get oversaturated with new games that you can't play because you just have too many. So you'll burn out. Just be aware. and pace it the way that you want that makes sense for you.
It's good advice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So along those lines, T, then what's something that motivates you, that keeps you going in the industry?
Slivers!
Hi, Slivers. Hi.
The thing that keeps me going right now is spite. I'm involved with a lot of mentorship programs, and I've been on the board for a few different organizations. And one of the things that keeps me coming back after I burn out is like, if I'm not here, then nobody will be saying the things that I say.
Mm.
So, yeah. And I've just had a lot of people over the years that tell me how much it meant that I've said the things that I've said, and I've been as honest and straightforward and open as I am. And so that resonates. And so I'm like, well, crud. Because if I stop, no one else does this. So, yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot of pressure. And the last year and a half has kind of sucked. But, because just, yeah. But, it's, the people also, I mean, to tie into that, like, the people are the other reason I stay in this industry. Because it is fun, and it's fun in games. And I do genuinely enjoy it. But I think the thing that I like the most is people. And I love playing games with people. It's not necessarily that I like playing games. It's that I like playing games with people. You know? So being able to play a game with somebody and like have them go, "Oh, this is so great." I love that. And so I love that it can be my job to like expose people to games that make them experience that. So it's the other side of that coin, you know? Like, one, I'm here showing people the realities, but also like showing them really cool, awesome things. So it's like, you can't just continually show cool, awesome things. You can't. It's just because it's not the reality, and it just creates this like false picture and false narrative, and then everybody's happy and rainbows, and then when somebody doesn't feel like they should be happy or rainbows because something else is going on, then they're like, "Oh, is something wrong with me?" And it's like, no, you just are only being presented the happy kitten rainbows side. And, you know, so, yeah.
Yeah.
James, solo puzzles, yeah. I like games with people and I love puzzles, but I don't like puzzles. My patience with myself is so low. Like, certain solo games, I just walk away. I'm just like, I'm done. I can't solve it. I'm done. Burn it down.
Too funny. Too funny. All right, Joe.
Okay, let's see. Do you have a favorite or funniest board game memory?
There's so many good ones. There's so many good ones. There's the time that we were streaming Yokohama?
Yokohama?
We were streaming, James, I don't know if you were watching this one. We were streaming Yokohama, and we were the first people to be streaming Yokohama. And it was like a big deal, and we did a big thing, and the table space was huge, and it was like the Kickstarter deluxe copy, and it had just arrived like that day or something. And we're like on turn, I don't even know. And Steve knocks over an entire glass full of water across the whole game.
No!
And we were streaming, and so the whole and it was the first stream of this game, so it was like a pretty decent turnout for a stream, and so the whole stream just like lost their minds. And I just like laughed, caught it in my lap, we dabbed, and then we just kept going. But like, and people were like, "Oh my god, I can't even imagine." And I'm like, "It's paper, it dries out." But it was just really funny because it was on YouTube and on Twitch, so it's been like clipped. It's just really funny to me. I just thought it was really, really funny. because it was just it was such a Steve like moment. It was just like it was just so funny to me. I don't know. Because we have a rule in our house, we don't do stemmed wine glasses because I would knock them over. And so like all the dishware, we're children. All the dishware at our house is designed because if I don't break it, Steve will. And like, like it was 100%. Yeah, okay, so James is see the vibe. Yeah. And then I think another one is just like playing Rhino Hero in public. It's always fun, especially if we can get the tower high enough where like people are standing on chairs and like the whole room's like, you know, like it's always good. It's always a good time. Yeah, I really like those.
That's great. Apparently, James does remember the great spills, so great. I think that's a great choice for a memory.
Mhm.
It was so good. It was so funny. We did a lot of fun stuff. I mean, like we played Charterstone with our friend John and Tony, and that was like the first campaign we actually like went through and finished, and we named buildings and things just stupid names. But it wasn't on camera and it was just us, and that was that whole game's a great memory. Yeah, so many fun things. Destroying my brother at Stratego so many times as a child. That one, all of those great memories. So,
Abby.
That's great.
What game would you never play again?
there's so many. There's so many. I bet if we got Steve down here, he would like immediately just like rattle off six. Oh my gosh. There's so many. Twilight Imperium.
Oh.
No, I don't need to play that again. There's so many. We'll just go with that one because it's high ranked on BGG.
That's fair.
Yeah. I feel bad. My mom got it for us for Christmas because she researched.
Oh no.
Oh
She got it for
no.
us for Christmas, and we laid it out and we set it up to play. And I fell asleep halfway through the game, and then we like saved it meticulously
Oh no.
to like play again. And then we pulled it out to play again, and we were like, "Meh," and then we restarted it. And I got halfway through the game again, and I was like, I don't even care anymore. I'm done. So yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel like TI is one of those games where you just take a gamble on. You either really love it or you just don't
Yes.
connect with it.
Wait, am I saying not wait? Twilight Struggle, not Imperium. Sorry, Twilight Struggle.
Twilight Struggle, the Cold War game.
Yeah, the 2-player Cold War game.
Okay, yeah. It's like Twilight Imperium, not like the 8-player galactic combat game.
No, that one we haven't managed to play yet because we have to make like a play date to do the thing. It's on our list. I probably won't play it again after the first game, but no, I meant Twilight Struggle.
Okay, that's fair.
Struggle.
That's not. I mean, my same answer still applies. You either really like it or
yes.
you just don't connect
Yeah.
to it.
I repeat what I said before.
Yeah.
All right, T, big question. Horizontal, vertical, or if it fits, it sits?
I thought this was like a PG 13.
No, it is not.
All of the above? I don't know. Our shelf is mostly vertical because I prefer it and it's easier to get the games out. Mostly we store vertical.
Okay.
And then sometimes we'll do horizontal for specific games. But yeah.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe?
Okay. Do you think the terms board game and tabletop are separate, or do you think they're becoming interchangeable?
They're still separate. From a sales perspective and a conversation perspective, I can tell you there is absolutely an RPG community that is very separate and different from board gaming. Like it's an entirely separate audience. And they identify as tabletop RPGs and tabletop. So if you talk to them about, oh yeah, I play a lot of tabletop games, and then you list off board games, they won't know what you're talking about. So, yeah.
Okay.
Sounds. There was a sound.
Thank you for the new follow, Simon. Welcome in.
Hey.
Welcome.
Yay!
Yeah, that's
but
fair.
yeah, it's from like an industry conversations perspective. It's like is a rectangle a square or is a square? It's it's some squares are always rectangles, but not every rectangle is a square. And I think tabletop is in the same exact thing. All board games are tabletop games, but not all tabletop games are board games.
Okay, that's a fair answer. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it. Abby?
What is the most incredible bargain you've ever found on a board game?
In my opinion, Rise of Augustus. I have bought that game at $15, $6, $20, $2. Every time that game's available for sale, I buy it, and I always think, "Oh my god, this is a great deal."
Wait,
I have 3 copies.
Like 5 copies of it?
Yes, I do. Well, you know what? I do this with a bunch of games. Is I buy games I already own a lot because I give them to people constantly.
Mm.
So Rise of Augustus, we had some friends in town, and they love to go to Cloud Cap Games, which is an adorable little friendly neighborhood, like hardcore neighborhood game shop in Sellwood neighborhood in Portland. They always love to go. It's like literally, we're going to the museum, we're going to the Columbia Outlet, we're going to Cloud Cap. And we went, and there was a copy of Rise of Augustus for $10, and I was like, "Yuck!" And they were like, "Don't you already own that?" And I was like, "Yeah." So, and then later that night, the only game we had at their Airbnb was Rise of Augustus. So they pulled it out and played it, and then they were like, "This is so good! This is so good! Why do you? This is so good!" And I'm like, "Would you like it?" They were like, "Yeah."
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I buy Rise of Augustus. I buy a lot. I currently have 3 copies in this house, 2 of which you'll never take from me. I buy number 9 a lot whenever I can get it on sale, because you can make mega games. I buy Take It Easy, which is another out-of-print game. That one works really well as a bingo game, and that one I will mail to people so we can play digitally remote together. I buy Animal Upon Animals a good amount, though those are getting harder to find. I buy Ding and Dent copies of Abandoned All Artichokes, because that one's really good, and if they're Ding and Dent, I can get a really good deal on them. I buy The Little Prince Make Me a Planet. I buy that one a lot, and it's more available because they redid that game with a new theme. It's like a desert oasis theme. It came out at Spiel. It's awful. The game is amazing. I love it. It's a really straightforward tile placement game with a really interesting 2-player you cut, I choose situation. I love that game. So I always buy copies of that. I won't buy them for like eBay prices. I buy them for like, they're clearing this out because they want to buy the new version, and they're like, whatever. You know what I mean? I buy those. Agricolas. I always buy Agricolas. I don't know why. I just do. There's like 6 different versions of Agricola now, and people just like keep upgrading, and I'm like, why? They're all so good. Like, I don't even know why.
Is that up to and including the 15th anniversary one that just came out this year?
I don't know. So I never buy the current version of Agricola, because no, I only buy the old ones. So I have one. I have one where it's not even the animal meeples; it's the cubes. The animals are the cubes. I have one.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I mean, because like I don't care, and then I can have a copy here, a copy there. My mom I will buy copies of the games, of used games at the game store close to my mom, and then I just like leave them at her house. And she doesn't know. So she'll be like, she moved recently, and she was like, she called me and she was like, we need to have a conversation about the games. And I was like, oh, what about them? And she was like, you've been adding to the pile. I was like, oh, you just noticed.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah. Crossing is one. Yeah, Crossing is a really good one, especially with kids. Yeah, because I think Crossing's out of print.
I just looked it up on PGG. I was not familiar with it, so it looks neat.
Yeah, Crossing is an older one. That's good.
Yeah.
You need more players for it though, so we don't.
Because I think it's a 3-point player minimum. Looks like.
Yeah, it's a 3-player minimum, 3 to 5, I think.
Got it. All right, T. Let's get down to some nitty gritty stuff. What's something you wish could improve or change within the hobby?
Let's pick the one that advertises the thing that I'm doing right now.
Okay.
Sustainability is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Environmental impact and sustainability. And the reality is like the number of resources that we have is finite. And so when we were producing games to make games, there's people that are like, I'll have this game forever. It's not going to go in landfill. It's fine. It's like, well, yes and no. I don't know if you've emptied out one of your parents' or grandparents' house recently, but you just threw out all their games. Like the hobby and thing that they had and was like, this is going to last forever. You probably just dumped it. You probably just threw it away. So that's disproven. And then at the same time, to produce and manufacture anything, I don't care how sustainable it says it is, to produce anything uses resources. It uses water, which is a limited resource. We don't have infinite water. It uses trees. And while, yes, they do grow back, we are cutting them down significantly faster than they grow back.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time, the forest logging industry is just like horribly bad for greenhouses, for communities, for erosion control. Also, did you know that trees filter the air that we breathe and can help like get rid of the bad stuff that's in the atmosphere that causes, like, I don't know, the temperature of the planet to rise? It's so weird. And yet we keep cutting them down repeatedly. So yeah, I care about sustainability a lot. So there's an organization that I'm a founding member of called the Green Game Guide. And if you go to greengamesguide.com, you can sign up for the mailing list. We have a 18 or 31 page, I can't remember, document with research backed by master's students in sustainability, as well as the head of the Australian Sustainability Organization. We've got 3 professors from around the world, 2 in the US, 1 in the UK. We've got some French people on this team. We've got board game industry people, in addition to sustainability experts and scientists. And like, there's a lot of like weight behind this document on the things that you can do as any part of the games industry to help improve the environmental impact or reduce the environmental impact that games and your consumption of those games has. So there's information on like what publishers can do, what manufacturers can do, what consumers can do, as well as designers. So yeah, but just being a conscious consumer is kind of like the first step. The guide has a lot more information. The other thing that you can do is look for publishers that are being more mindful of it, using less paper, using less plastic, using recycled paper over new paper, making sure that the wood and paper products that they're using are not from illegal logging operations. So yeah. Whee! Yeah, that's like, there's so many things, but that's the one I'll pick for right now. Because I have a website that you can go to actively start, like, yeah,
There it
right,
is.
learning about how
Green
you can make a
Games
difference.
Guide.
greengamesguide.com. Thank you.
Pretty,
All right.
pretty cool. All right, Joe.
All right, my favorite question of the interview. Do you still consider yourself a player first, a professional second, or has your job overtaken the hobby aspect of gaming for you?
That is a great question. And my job, ooh. I would say the job has definitely overtaken gaming. And the reason I say that, as I'm surrounded by games for work, is because even if I get a game that's not for work, I can't not look at it from some perspective or angle. Panda! So there are certain games and like publishers that I just won't support for a variety of reasons. Certain designers I won't support, certain, oh, this publisher's doing this game, that's great for them, I won't be buying it, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Then there's, whenever I do get a game, I always look at like the components and how it's made. Like I can't not. And then I'm like, where did they print this? Like every time. This is really interesting. This is a new material. Like the other day I was holding up my cards and Steve was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm just trying to figure out what GSM this is. Like, and he was like,
that's awesome.
So it's just, yeah, I used to, when Steve and I first started dating, I would get so annoyed because he would buy these games from like the 80s. His hobby was he would buy these old out of print games from the 80s, these like war games, because he wanted to learn the rules. He'd never play them. He'd get them, he'd open them up, he'd read the rules, he'd set them out, he'd like dissect them, and then he would put it all away, and then he would eBay them off again. And these are like old out of print games, so some of them are like $10, and then some of them are like $200. And I was just like, we gotta conserve space. If you're not gonna play them, you can have like a small section, but you can't have like a huge stack with like a queue that you're gonna go through. And he was like, yeah. So we worked through that, and he now has like a small section. He'll have like a 2 or 3 at a time, and then when he's done with it, he'll sell it off, and then he can buy a new one. So, we've got a good flow going. And now I'll walk in the door from going to get groceries, and I've got a bag full of games. And he'll be like, I thought you were going to the grocery store. And I was like, I did. I went to the grocery store. They are now selling these games. And I'll pull out these games and I'll open them and I'll read the rules and I'll look at the components and then I'll put it all away. And then I'll take it to the game store and sell it as used. And he'll just be like, are we going to play that? And I'm like, no. I just literally bought it because I wanted to just see how they did this part of the rule book. Like,
that's awesome.
And so he's just like, do you remember when we first started dating and I would buy these games? Like, so yeah.
I also will mention that Panda said, hi, everybody. I literally yelled hi, but I realized you can't hear me.
The life was
so funny. So funny.
Never gets old.
All right. Abby?
If this was your last day on Earth, what would your last dish be?
Ooh. It would dish. If I said like sushi, does that count? Just like sushi?
Oh, 100%
like,
it counts.
Yeah. Okay. Well, because I'm like, if I had to pick like one sushi roll, I don't know if I would pick sushi. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
If I had to pick one sushi roll, I don't know if I would go with that. Because when I eat sushi, I enjoy like, lots of different types of fish. So if I had to pick like one entree, like one thing that you would order off a menu, I'd probably go with butter chicken.
Nice.
But if
Good
I was like
choice.
thinking of a meal, I would do sushi, right? Like go to sushi and then family style, like a nice, yeah. So
I like it.
yeah.
I like it.
And now I want butter chicken and sushi, which is
I was just gonna say
Yeah,
those
same.
both sound so good.
Same. I would kill for some butter chicken or sushi right now, and or
No,
sushi.
like-
Why not?
now I'm kind of like, would it be good? I don't think this would be good. I don't know if I want to try it. To like take just like a tuna nigiri and dip it into butter chicken. So,
I'd smash.
because the rice with the butter chicken with rice is really good.
Yeah.
And,
I'm like-
and tuna with rice is really good.
I'm like imagining this like flavor profile in my mind, and I want it. I want to try this.
Yeah.
Fish curry is a thing. You can get
It
like
is.
True.
you can get like a fish curry. So I'm wondering, I'm almost like, I wonder, because sushi burritos. Could
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
do like a curry sushi burrito?
Oh, I'm sure you could.
Oh my god.
That
Yes.
sounds heavenly.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Simon says butter chicken sushi exists. It's rice around butter chicken.
Well, we need.
Yeah.
Well, we
So,
need
like,
to. We need to find this.
Tuna sushi with the butter chicken
Yeah.
specifically.
I don't know. Oh,
Or,
okay.
like-
Yeah, go ahead, Abby.
I would say, what about like a salmon poke bowl, but instead of like the poke sauce, have it be butter chicken sauce. And maybe it's because I've been on this restrictive diet for 3 weeks, but I would probably stab someone's kidney for that right now.
I mean, that's
You know,
understandable.
they do the like sriracha mayo like drizzle on top. Just have it be the butter chicken sauce on top.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Simon says we're all making them hungry. Well, to be fair, this is a board gaming adjacent stream, and we don't make the rules.
Food
We
always
just talk about
happens.
food. It
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. Side note, have you and Steve gone to India Oven on Belmont?
No.
Definitely try it. You will wait up to an hour before you get your takeout, but it's 100% worth it because they like make it all from scratch.
Do they do call ahead or order ahead?
Yes.
Oh, well then I can definitely do that.
100%.
Indian Oven on Belmont.
India Oven. Oh,
Okay.
so phenomenal.
What's up?
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Next time we're down there, Jess, remind us because
Yeah.
we'll eat some Indian
Yeah,
food.
but you will have to
I was
wait.
like-
You have to wait. Like you place your order and they're like, okay, it's going to be an hour. But that's because like the family is back there, like, making the naan and all that stuff. too.
No, good. That's how you know it's authentic. If you got, if they're making it from scratch, great.
Yeah. So we'll
Mhm.
place our order. We'll go to Guardian Games. We'll, like.
Hey,
Yeah,
this sounds like a plan to me. Like
Well,
I'm not
Belmont,
complaining.
So Belmont, I know, it's by Slappy Cakes, yeah?
Uh-huh.
It's the new one. Oh, I was wondering about that. Okay. Because we go to Tabor. So what we could do is we could go to
Okay.
Tabor, do a Tabor walk, and then pick it up on the way home.
Yeah.
I like this plan.
There you go. Oh, Simon got a tummy ache after eating Indian last time. Sorry about
Oh
that.
no.
Oh no.
Sorry about that. Okay. The next question. I don't remember who asked the last question. Was it Abby? Was it me?
That was Abby's the last one. So Jess,
That was Abby.
it's to you.
Oh, okay. What would be your top 5 games, T, to take on a weekend getaway?
Well, if only I often ran away for the weekend. Okay, so right now in our
Like, what did
getaway
you do
bag,
like 2 weeks ago or whatever?
it was 2 weeks ago, and then we're going again this weekend. Nobody break into my house, please. So right now, this is our favorite. We're really tired and just did a hike game. It's called Compromat. It's from Helvetica, which is a studio doing some decent stuff. But they're always these small box games. But it's like it's a 2-player pressure luck game with some bluffing, where you're essentially playing. I'm gonna say this a weird way, but it's like competitive area control blackjack
Okay.
with bluffing.
That's a fusion.
But it's really good, and we really like it after we can play it when we're brain dead, and we can play it when we're not brain dead. And it's a game that we can play quietly. So if we're like tired, it works really well in the camper. So that's this one. And then we also have been doing headphones. Okay. Panserai. So this game, we actually have a travel version that a friend made illegally for us. But you just need these wooden pieces. I tweeted about this one a lot at Spiel. We got it at Spiel. It's a 2-player game where it's an abstract game where you're trying to be the first person to make a stack of 7, and when you move a tile, you move it the number of spaces that is like the number on it, and the numbers are 1 through 3. And so when it lands on top of a tile, you take the whole stack with you, and so you kind of like grow the stacks. But you can only move your color, so it ends up being really interesting. But it's super travel friendly. And then we can play it on every weird table size and space because you make a line. And so we've done like a line that like did this weeby thing to conserve space. So those two, the other ones are in the van. We also have Stratego Quick Battle, which is the 2-player like pocket Stratego that okay. It's this little guy. And the board, it only has 10 pieces per player. And so it's little quick Stratego. So it's the rules
that is
you
tiny.
knew when you were a kid. But like it I don't know, it's quick and it holds up. Like it does genuinely work. So it's really basic. And then they did the distribution of the pieces are a little different. So I don't know. I like it. I think it's one of the best direct 2-player like army games that you can get still, but it's like really quick and straightforward and simple.
Ooh, both James and Simon are intrigued by that tiny Stratego.
It's from a Netherlands company, and it's in the UK and Europe right now, but Jumbo does it. I don't know if anybody's done it in the US yet, but we got it in Europe, so which is helpful but not helpful. The other game that we have been enjoying quite a bit is a game, I always forget the name of it, we just call it the dungeon game. What is your actual name, my friend? Here, come on an adventure with me.
On an adventure, tease adventure.
Tease adventure, tease adventure. Okay. There we go. It's called One Card Dungeon.
Oh.
So there's one card. It's from Little Rocket Games, which is like a little, I think, Spanish? Italy. I was so wrong. It's a little Italian company, but the dungeon is literally one card, but then it does this really interesting thing with dice, and the player characters are different cards. And so it's a solo game, but we play it co-op style. It's the only way we really do co-ops is if it's actually a solo game. So that one we really enjoy, and we bring along because it's small. And then the other one we do is Town 66 from Oink Games.
That's
so
a good
this
one.
This one's really good, and you can play solo. I enjoy the solo quite a bit. So it's like a Sudoku meets Quirkle color combo game, and it works really well 2-player. And you can play the solo cooperatively. So this one's kind of like 3 options in one. So yeah, those are our current travel games. We do have a quiver that lives in our camper, and I know that there's a 2-player pocket Carcassonne in it.
What?
It's also a Europe one. There's also Birds of Feather is in it.
Yeah, I got
A Copy of the Mind is in it. Because the mind's
the
really
original
great.
Mind, right? Not Mind Extreme.
Yes, the original Mind with the bunnies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's other stuff in the quiver. We have a bunch of Button Shy games. which I also... Oh, speaking of games I buy a lot. I buy the Button Shy games by the case pack, which... so I can give them to people. So the one that I buy and we travel with a lot is Skulls of Sedlick.
Mm-hmm.
I love to give that one. It's a great 2-player game, and the solo play is really interesting as well. And then before Skulls of Sedlick came along, the game that I did that the most with was Circle the Wagons. So we also have copies of both of those games in all of our backpacks and vehicles, just in case.
Just in case.
You never know.
Nice.
Yeah, we just started getting into Button Shy games. A lot of them are just amazing.
Yeah.
They're really good. Yes. Now I want to play this tonight.
Too funny. All right, Joe.
All right. In your opinion, do you think crowdfunding has changed the design process for games better or worse?
It has absolutely changed the design process of games. 1000%. The game industry could not be where it is now without crowdfunding. And I would say it's changed it for both. Like, you could not have the variety of games and perspectives of games that you have now without crowdfunding. There are parts of crowdfunding I don't like. The overconsumption of goods just for goods' sakes. The way that some companies treat stretch goals. It's like, if you're going to, don't tax stuff on just to make a higher price point to make people feel like it's worth it. I don't like that part. But the original foundation of crowdfunding and what it exists for, and there are still a good number of companies that like use it for the original intention of crowdfunding a product to make this thing a reality that could not happen, but should happen. That I think is great and super good. Like, you look at companies like Ed Braff's Pencil First Games, you look at Tasty Mental Games and where they went. Don't talk about them right now because, but like, you look at a lot of those smaller companies, Burnt Island Games, Kids Table, Green Couch Games, which I'm sure is a company you all probably don't even know existed for a while. Button Shy uses Kickstarter and exists because of Kickstarter. There's a lot of smaller indie companies that exist because of crowdfunding. So yeah, I'll take the good with the bad so far.
Great answer.
Currently.
Mm-hmm. All right, Abby.
Do you design for yourself or do you design for your potential audience?
I personally don't design.
That's right, I knew that.
But I do. But I do. But this is a really interesting thing. I don't design, but I import. So I currently am in charge of importing for 8 studios. So I pick from their catalogs on what I think makes sense for the US market. And then I also, for my own studios, I do pick games to sign that other people have designed, and then I pay for them to be developed. So while I myself don't design, I think I can still answer the question from that mindset. I am really bad about selling games I don't like. I can do it. I can bullshit really good. But I don't like to do it. And it's that whole part of like, I like people to discover games that they like. And it's really hard for me to be like, here, you're going to love this game when I myself don't like the game. So I definitely have to enjoy a game to want to do all the work of like importing it, designing it, developing it, and doing that. That being said, there are some games that I'm like, yeah, it's fun. It's a good game. I don't want to play it ever again. But I'll sell it because I understand that some people are going to like it, but I'm not going to personally like it. So yeah, it's another great way for me to not answer that question, I think. Yeah, there's games coming out from Hachette, the company that I work for. We have 13 new releases this year, and most of them I genuinely do like and enjoy. But there's one that I'm like, I would never play this game. It's a good game if you really ask me to play it, and you used your best puppy dog eyes, and you give me dinner and a bottle of wine, I might play it with you.
All right, now we know.
Yeah.
Now we know.
But I will be drinking that bottle of wine while we play the game.
No, that's fair, because Abby and I are the same way. Like, we love cracking open a bottle of wine and just playing games. Like, it's relaxing.
Same.
Yeah. So.
All right, I think this is time of the segment of the show where we go to our special segment. So I will ask Joe to grab our special friend.
Yeah, I will go do that. I will be back.
One. So it actually isn't Travel Carcassonne.
It's not?
No.
Which one is it?
It's not. It's
I looked on BGG and I thought that was it. I apologize.
So there's this.
Go ahead.
Hans and Gluck
did
a line of. It's not just Hans and Gluck. Schmidt did a whole line of classic games in this Metal 10.
Okay.
And they partnered with a bunch of different companies, and they only did one print run, and they only did it in Europe. So it's Carcassonne 4-2. And it came in this Metal 10. And it's so frustrating because, like, I got another copy for my sister-in-law because she really wanted it, but it was, like, it was so smashed. Because it was the only way I could get one was, like, super ding and dent.
So it's a Schmidt, and is it any other publisher? Or is it just Schmidt?
Hans and Gluck. Yeah.
Okay.
Schmidt did the main. They like licensed the Carcassonne from Hans and Gluck.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because in Germany, board games are mainstream. They're like DVDs there.
Right. Right.
They're in every store, and Schmidt designs and publishes games, and they're like in like pharmacies and grocery stores and whatever, and they have special displays, shelving displays designed for like this form factor of a game. And so what Schmidt did was they licensed these games from other companies to make versions that fit on their special shelving to go into like the German equivalent of Walgreens.
Got it.
So that's what this one is.
Got it. There it is. Carcassonne for deux. For deux.
For spy. Spy.
I know, you're speaking German now.
Yeah.
T speaks German now, y'all. Okay. So while Joe is getting ready, final question before we transition, T, what game would you recommend to someone who has never played a hobby type game before?
Carcassonne. I usually ask them a couple questions, like how many players are they looking at playing? What did they play like as a kid? Like what game did they enjoy as a kid?
Yeah.
Carcassonne's usually one that's a pretty safe bet. And it's easily available like everywhere.
Yeah.
Ticket to Ride's another one that's a safe bet. I'm finding more often than not people have played Ticket to Ride but not Carcassonne. So yeah. But it's a lot easier if I can hand them a game, it's different. But if I'm just saying, oh, go out and try this game, the success rate will be higher if they can get the game at like Target or like the Amazon reviews are like insane because it's all over, you know?
Right.
And also with Carcassonne and Ticket to Ride, those games, you can usually get them for pretty cheap, which helps because people often, if they're new to hobby games, they kind of at the price. So. Yeah.
That's fair. A little bit, maybe.
I'm just opening a board game. Don't mind me.
Yep, there we go. It's super low, but it's coming in. There we go.
There we go. Thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, this is the time of the stream. We're supposed to get snow tonight, apparently, T. I don't know if you knew that.
I'm very excited for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think my internet was like preemptively like, no.
I
Anyway,
think we've had thunder snow up here, and that's what H Money said. We've had thunder snow
Thunder
tonight
snow.
so far. Yes,
We-
apparently.
The power company, Portland, trees everywhere. The power company pays tree trimmers to come through and like trim
Yes.
trees. The tree trimming company cut the Comcast line.
Oh, jeez.
Or no, the CenturyLink line. Cut the CenturyLink line on our block, and the Comcast line on the block over.
Oh no. At least it was equal opportunity.
Yeah. So our neighbors texted and they were like, "Are you on Comcast or CenturyLink?" And I was like, "Oh, Comcast." And they were like, "Okay, well, we're on CenturyLink. Can we use your Wi-Fi?" I was like, "Yeah." And then we were walking the dogs, and the neighbor over there was complaining that Comcast was down. And I was like, "Comcast isn't down. CenturyLink is down." And they're like, "No, CenturyLink works." And I'm like, "What is happening?"
Oh, jeez.
Anyway. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Now back to serious business, Joe.
All right, so take two. So as James Lipton has done before me, it is time for the Sir Phantom Lipton questionnaire. So T, this is a 10-question questionnaire. Feel free to answer as short or as long as you like. There is no wrong answers. Are you ready?
No, because my mom's calling. It's very late for her, so hang on a second. Hang on.
No worries. Take your time.
I'm so sorry. Hey, what's up?
While we wait for T to come back.
Yes, Simon is loving this idea. So, Joe, maybe give a little origin background about who Sir James Lipton is.
Yeah, so I don't think James Lipton's ever been knighted, but we call him Sir James Lipton because
call
it's
him
funny.
Sir here.
That's
He
his
is
name.
knighted
Yes.
here on street.
He is knighted for us. But for those few individuals that are aware, James Lipton was a dean emeritus at Pace University in New York State, and he did a TV show on the Bravo network called Inside the Actors Studio. And every time he would interview a celebrity, he had a questionnaire based off of another interviewer who came up with the process by the name of Bernard Pivot. And he gave this same 10 questions to every one of his celebrity guests. So I've taken that questionnaire, made it board game adjacent, and it has become the Sir Phantom Lipton questionnaire. So
nice.
We do it every time we interview a guest here, and everybody has loved it. And only 3 out of the, I think, 15 or 16 guests we've had so far actually know the origin of the question.
Yes. And Simon adds to it, and maybe you know, Joe, that he was married to Miss Scarlet.
Really? He was married to Leslie Ann Warren? I didn't know that.
Whoa. Fun facts.
Okay, fun fact. Something I didn't know, but interesting.
Yeah, do you have your stream deck
funny
there,
enough.
Joe? The more
funny
you
enough,
know.
we actually watched
he
Clue
says.
last night.
Kadaki Turner is who he was married to the longest. Otherwise, he was married to Nina Foch, Foch. The more you know.
Yeah, the more you know.
This is like, things we're learning, along with, Maury Povich has been married to Connie Chung for like my whole existence.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. This needs a story. So
what?
This needs a story. Hold on, hang on. So we watch Pluto TV because there's a lot of good stuff on there. And they have this talk show channel called Nosy, and it has like all like the 90s like trash TV. It's got like Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, like all those like trashy talk shows. And we watch them sometimes because they're trashy, but they're entertaining. So, I don't remember how it came along, but I was like, did you know Maury Povich was married to Connie Chung for like 40-something years? And Abby's like, excuse me? I'm like, yeah, they've been married forever. And she's like, no. So she Googles it, and she's like, how did I not know this? And
I did not know that either.
Amazing You didn't know that either? Yeah, they've been married for 40-something years.
Goodness me. Wow. That's crazy.
But yeah, the more you know.
The more
Yeah,
Yeah,
they got
what-
married
what-
in
know.
84.
Wow.
So longer than I've been alive.
Yeah.
He has been married, and my whole up until like a week and a half ago, when Joe like just casually dropped that line, I was like, "I'm sorry, what did you say?" And he goes,
I
"Yeah,
thought-
he's been married
I thought-
to Connie Chung forever." And I was like, "What?"
I thought more people knew this information. I was apparently mistaken.
That's too funny. All right, T, everything good?
Yes.
Okay. Want to
All
make
right.
sure that Mommy Tar is okay.
Yeah, she's got an older dog, and last week they diagnosed the dog with pancreatitis.
Oh.
Oh.
And she's in a earlier time. I don't know. She's further east, so it's later for her, and she normally is in bed by now. So it was like, but Charlie's okay.
Okay.
Charlie's good.
Good.
He's eating his food again. We're good.
Good. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Joe.
I was afraid, and she's like, I'm so sorry. I was like, text me first. Okay. If it's good news.
All right.
text.
No worries. Crisis
ready.
averted.
10
All right,
questions.
If you are ready, here we go. What is your favorite board game?
With how long I've answered every question, you would know already I don't have a favorite board game.
If you had to pick one though.
I don't know. The game that I want to play right now is Dwarf Romantic, so we'll just go with that.
Okay.
Okay, that works. What is your least favorite board game?
I don't even know because I don't own it. Out of sight, out of mind.
Okay.
I don't even know. I could scroll BGG for like 5 seconds, but that would defeat the
No, do it.
lightning
go for it.
round.
Whatever
Go
thing
for
you
it.
like. Yeah.
Sure.
What is like your
Let's look
lowest
at the
rated
BGG
game?
top 100 and then just like immediately pick something that I don't like. Oh gosh. They changed their site, so I can't even like. Okay, there's the hotness, and then there's the where's the like overall top
There you go.
100 list.
There you go. David says any co-op T.
I mean, it's not far. You know what? I've been enjoying. Ultra is like ghost stories. So I've been enjoying that one.
Okay.
And then, like they literally don't have the top 100 anymore on their webpage.
Weird.
I don't understand.
That's okay if you can't think of one. No worries.
I can't. All
Thank you,
time.
Sam.
Hotness of all time. I can't find it. I can't find the top 100 list anymore.
Yeah, no, that's okay. No worries if you can't think of one. It's perfectly
Yeah.
fine.
I fail.
Okay, we'll go on.
Okay.
All right. What board game makes you feel the most happy?
I do love Animal Upon Animal so
Okay.
much.
What board game makes you feel the most sad?
Right now, Rescue Polar Bears.
Oh.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
What board game components do you love?
I like the wooden ones that aren't just cubes but are stackable
Okay.
because I like to
What?
stack.
Okay. What board game components do you dislike?
Plastic minis that don't need to exist. That like have the sprue lines and it's just like, yeah.
Okay.
It's not even good like mini. It's just like,
An afterthought.
well, no, but it's a good sculpt, but then like there's sprue lines and you have the lines and it's plastic. So it's like, okay, cool. So this will literally live on the planet forever and it's not even like really well made. Like, yeah.
Okay. What board game is so bad that its name should become a curse word?
I mean, Cards Against Humanity is not, it's not great for a lot of reasons. It's good for some, but overall, it's just not great for a lot of reasons.
Okay, that's a fair answer. All right. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I've changed careers 3 times. So I won't pick a career I've already had, even though I really enjoyed the one, and I'm like, I think I would like to be a pilot right now.
Okay. What profession would you not like to do?
Oh my gosh, anything to do with vomit.
That's
In
okay.
any profession where the likelihood of like dealing with vomit is like once a week, like just no. Just in any way.
That's
Theme
fair.
park, like anything at a theme park with extreme rides, just no, right? Like
School.
any schools, cleaning things, hospital, yeah, no.
Okay. And finally, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I don't know. LOL. I don't know. Probably I would just be like, yeah, I think that's the only acceptable answer at this moment for me. It's just LOL.
All right. There you have it. That is the Sir Phantom Lipton questionnaire.
Yay,
That's
T,
very
you
fun.
passed.
Woohoo!
I didn't know it was a pass-fail situation.
Everybody
But I'm like-
passes.
I was wondering. I'm really trying to find board games. I'm just trying to find the dang. Okay, here we go. You just have to go to board games, and then they're listed. Okay, let's see. Gloomhaven, it's good. Brass Birmingham, sure, whatever. Pandemic, great. Ark Nova, okay, whatever. Twilight Imperium, haven't played. Terraforming Mars. I don't like it, but what? It's fine. Gloomhaven, Jaws and Line. Great, loved it. Star Wars Rebellion. Never want to play it ever.
Oh, wow.
I don't care. It's yeah. It's hide and go seek over a long drawn out thing, and you have to care about Star Wars.
That's a great description.
That's like
What?
a potato description. That's like a description of stuff.
Yeah,
But
that
it's
is
spot on.
totally
I'm
a
just like-
potato teach.
Facts. Yep, you are not wrong.
Oh my goodness! If we ever play Star Wars Rebellion on stream, you have to quote that like word for
Yep.
word.
Yeah, I think, and then War of the Rings Second Edition. I just don't. It's Lord of the Rings risk, but not. It's more involved than that. But one, it's direct army combat things, which I don't like, and then it's Lord of the Rings, and I don't care about that. Yeah, I think like Scythe. Oh, fuck that game. There we go. We found one.
Oh, we got one. Wait. Is that your least favorite board game, or is that the game that should become a curse word?
Oh my gosh.
So,
Well, I don't think it's my least favorite game. It could become a curse word. Sure. I mean, I think Cards Against Humanity. Well, no, Scythe. I would say, yeah, Scythe. Sure. Yeah, Scythe can be a curse word. I'm fine with that.
Wow. Okay. I mean,
yeah.
I personally happen to like Scythe, so I'm always kind of taken aback
Okay.
if people dislike Scythe, but I understand. Like, it's definitely a game that, you know, you either have to really love the theme or the engine building, or it just kind of just goes out the window.
I mean, I'll put it this way. The last 4 times I played Scythe, I absolutely destroyed everyone. And I still say fuck that game. So
Wow. All right. Fair enough.
yeah. I think Levi Moat's favorite memory of me with me is when we were hanging out and like we had 6 players or 7 players and they were like, what should we do? And they decided that we should play Scythe. And like no one knew how to play
God,
it.
7 players Scythe. That's
Nobody knew how to play it but me.
Oh no.
So I taught it and I don't like the game. And I said I didn't like the game. And like Steve was even like, this is gonna be great. And so I taught the game giving 0 I can cuss, right? Like nobody's mad at me yet.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Go, please.
I taught the game giving absolutely 0 fucks about like anything except for I wanted to make sure that everybody understood how to play.
Yeah.
And so because I wanted it to be fair and I wanted other people to have fun. But I would just be like, all right, so this fucking thing. So what you do. And Levi was just like, and Levi's kids like loved it. And Xander was like just giggling their brains out the whole time. And it was like, it was great. And we had a fun time and I won the game. I won that, and Levi was just like, why do you know this game so well if you hate it? And I was just like, well, because I have to, okay. Like, at the time I was still a content creator and I felt this like pressure. If a game was like hot, I had to know it and I had to know how to play it and I need to be able to like speak about it. So I had invested a lot of time into Scythe and like learning Scythe and doing Scythe, and I just didn't like it.
Yeah, I have definitely felt that way about some games. So I'm funny. I'm going to share my Scythe story now because yours is so similar. So I was at a local board game bar one time, and people wanted to learn Scythe, and 7 players, and sure enough, Abby and I were the only ones that knew the game. So we had to teach 5 people. But here's the worst part of it all: it took us 4 hours.
Oh no!
To go once around the table.
What?
Yep. Oh
no.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I don't like that game, is because like it hit, and Jamie Stegmaier's games do this. Wingspan has done this, and there's that video of that celebrity just like reaming Wingspan, where like it hits this like cultum that breaks into mass market, and so then people buy it not knowing what they're getting into, and it's not a game. It's not a simple, cute little game.
No, Wingspan is not at all.
Well, neither is Scythe, and Scythe hit that popularity before Wingspan did. And so you'd have this situation exactly like you had at this pub, where they were like, this game's supposed to be amazing. Let's do this. It can play 7 players. And it just leads to a horrible experience.
Yeah, but you know, you gotta... The way I would put it, if you're gonna learn Scythe in any capacity, like you need to have played like some hobby games beforehand. Like if you go dive in headfirst to Scythe, you're gonna have a miserable time. Like that's just personal opinion.
Yeah. We walked out of there and I was like, if you ever agree to do something so stupid again and involve me, so help me God, your body will be at the bottom of the sound, and I'll admit that I did it and go to jail. And he's
I didn't even argue. I'm like,
I didn't know.
I didn't know.
Thought they were prepared, because I was just like, I'm like texting him and I'm like, people are wandering away. I'm like, do they know it's their turn? I'm gonna skip them. And he goes, no, you can't skip them. I'm gonna do it.
I warn people, like, watch videos, like, research this game. Like, this is not a thing. But yeah, like, that's the reason why I took 4 hours to go once around the table. It's like, you know, one person had AP. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go get a drink, and then, you know, by the time it comes around to them, they're still at the bar talking to their friends. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody has a moment like that in board gaming where they have people that are really excited and they're excited and they're like, yeah, let's do this. And then like you get into it and you're like, this was a horrible mistake.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time. The difference is some people are like, this is a horrible mistake. And then they don't learn from that.
No. No. Oh, that is the worst.
I have some friends and I'm just like, oh my God, no, we did this before. Steve is that person. Steve never learns from that. Like his friends and him all have ADHD and they all love big epic like combative games like Eclipse, Twilight Imperium, like just all these big games, and it takes them hours to play them, and then it's like this horrible experience and like everybody walks away at different points, and then like the next time they get together they're like, let's do it again.
I mean, I'm kind of the same way. Like, I don't care about length. I'll play any game. Like, that's just me.
Yeah. I mean, at least when y'all taught me Food Chain Magnet, I knew going in I had to block at least 3 hours.
No, but Jet, you at least played like hobby games before. Like we banged it out in like 90 minutes.
Right,
it was great.
We did. But still, it's like, I know, like, going into it, like, James is saying he played, like, a 7 or 8 player game of Scythe that took 4 hours, and he still had fun. You must have a lot of patience, James. A lot of patience.
James has the most patience, because James watches Twitch streamers constantly.
Yeah.
And follows the game, I would say. So, like, James, I see you. I think in more streams. You and Panda, I see everywhere when I work lurk.
Yeah.
So
James
yeah.
James is the constant gamer support here in the on the Twitch community.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We always joke that we can't start a stream unless James is in the chat. And so once he pops in and says hi, we're like, okay, now we can start.
Yep, then it's official. That it's almost the same with Amanda Panda and I. It's like
Yeah.
ever since we started doing our show every Thursday, like
Yeah.
we're almost synonymous. It's weird.
Yep. All right, T, we've got a couple more questions for you before we call it a night. What is your Grail game? I think you mentioned it.
It was Iron Dragon.
Okay.
And then I got Iron Dragon and I love it and we still have it. And they did do a new version. I looked at it and I don't want it.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Okay.
there's that.
Yeah, shoot, Abby and I haven't played Iron Dragon in a minute. Like we bought it because it looked really interesting. We played it once years ago. We haven't played it since.
Yeah, we have a lot of games that are like that. We've gotten rid of a lot of games like that. We have very strict rules now about games and being unplayed for too long. So, but wait, did you say the sound? Does that mean you're in Seattle?
Yeah.
We're
across-
They're in Gay
yeah,
Harbor
we're-
specifically.
we are across the sound. So like, yeah,
Hey,
near
it's fine.
Tacoma.
That's like how Jess is in Portland. Like it's fine.
Right.
I get
Yeah,
it.
y'all are totally in Portland, but we know
Yeah,
where you
yeah,
are.
Yeah. we should play Iron Dragon.
No, we totally should. We plan on coming down. I don't know. There was some like 1 day convention that like,
PDX.
pop
Yeah.
back.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
thinking about
PDX,
doing
yeah.
PDXH.
Yeah, so we might be coming down for that. So if that doesn't fall through, if that doesn't work out, I mean, definitely do something
Mm-hmm.
because we love visiting Jess anyway because she's family.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't even know when PDXH is.
It's March,
I think April.
April something.
First weekend in April, maybe.
Oh, I wrote it
See,
down.
I think I was smart. And
Hold
put
on,
it
Abby put it on the calendar.
Put it
April
on-
April
1st.
1st.
April 1st. That's
April
right.
1st.
Because everybody was like, is it going to be for reals happening?
Yeah, everyone's like, cool story. And they're like, no, but like for real, we're doing it.
I just okay. I'll supposedly I'll be in town. Will I be in town? No, I won't.
Yeah. I was like, it's before Gamma because apparently they pushed Gamma to April.
One of my nieces, both my nieces are in gymnastics, and
Oh, they have a competition?
yeah, state.
Aw.
Freaking the one,
Oh.
they're both. The one is a junior. I mean, I love them; they're great. The one's a junior Olympian, and the other one is just really good at gymnastics. And so, state is that weekend,
Oh, got it.
and they hadn't qualified yet. But because they're so good, we assumed they were going to qualify.
Mm.
Well, this last weekend was their first competition of the season, their first opportunity to qualify. And normally it takes like they just did it on their first like thing. They qualified. And I'm
Wow.
just like, yay!
That's awesome.
This is really great. God damn it.
Now I got to be there.
Yeah, our family, like we knew when the girls went into gymnastics when they were really young, it was like our family is extremely competitive. So if they're going to do this, they're going to do this, and the life is going to become gymnastics life. So, yeah,
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
it's great. It's weird, but great.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Joe, Abby,
That's a-
any other questions you got for T?
I think we're good. I think I think we've learned a lot about T today.
So much. I don't stream anymore.
Yeah,
Steve and
that's
I
why
had
I
a
was
joke.
like, do you want to guess? You totally don't have to.
You've asked me a couple times, and
I
I've
have.
said no a couple times.
I have.
Yeah. Steve and I have a joke now, which is Steve will be doing something game related, and then Steve will be like, "Did you know we used to stream live on the internet when we played games?" and I'll just be like, "Yep, take your turn, bitch." Like,
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
so, yeah,
Yep.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's a
I
thing.
miss it. I miss the community. I miss the audience. But it's kind of nice that I can hang out in. It's nice that there are so many Twitch board game streamers now, like you all, because it means that I can lurk, or just lurk and hang out in the chat with my old chat viewers and friends, and I get to say hi and see people that way.
Hey, the lurkers are just as important as anybody
Absolutely.
else, so it's
Absolutely.
greatly apprated when you're there.
Yep, 100%.
That's why I do it, even if I'm muted. Even if I'm on calls, I just mute Twitch, and then I just am still leaving.
Yep. Yeah. That's totally fine. We've had so many people that are just like, hi, I'm here, but I'm in the middle of my meeting, so I can't hear you. So we're like visibly like waving to them.
Yeah, we're just like, hi!
I see you. All right. So T, anything you can tell us coming from Hachette that people can look forward to?
Oh my gosh.
Let's
Do
do
you want to
like
go on
next
Do you want to
quarter.
go on a surprise field trip to my office and see things that no one knows about?
Whoa. We can do
Yes.
surprise field trips.
No judgment,
Yeah.
please.
Oh, none whatsoever.
No,
You're
close
giving
your
us an
eyes.
exclusive
Close
here.
your eyes, folks. If you get a little motion sickness, T is going to try to be as stable as possible.
That's a lie. I'm going to throw this laptop around. Okay. So I destroyed the stack because we're doing some really fun stuff for Gen Con, including some fun tournaments if you're going to Gen Con. We're also doing breakfast. So
Ooh.
we're going to have a room, and we're going to do a thing where you can sign up to play Essen Spiel releases or Gen Con releases and get breakfast. So you don't have to worry about where am I getting
love it.
breakfast.
I love it.
Fun.
You just have breakfast in a game in our room. So we also are doing evening games as well, where you can come in and enjoy beverages and pub food in Gen Con, so you don't have to even leave the building. So there's that.
Ooh.
That's awesome.
Some of the stuff we're doing in that room and space is some tournaments, so I destroyed some stuff. So all of this stuff is announced or coming soon from Hachette. This one on the end, in the footsteps of Darwin, I don't think we've announced. But it's a tile placement drafting game. Gorgeous game. It's not overly complex. It's like a medium weight drafting game with some fun set collection, but like the art is gorgeous. The production value is really high, and we enjoy it. And then on my floor is all the new releases for the next 8 months. So if we sit down, I think this is the print and play. This is like the print and play version of that Darwin game. You can tell it's very high quality printer paper. Glued to it. This is a French version of a trivia game that's coming out at Gen Con that I super like. And it does a really interesting thing. It's really big in France and Quebec, and we're getting our own US version. And the playtesting for this is hard because it's trivia, and so it has to be cultural and make sense for the US. So here we go. You all are on a team. On a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you know Twitter?
Wow.
Should I pick a different topic? But
Hold on. Before I answer that, is this pre or post meltdown? How well do we know Twitter?
It's all of it. Well, I mean, the card was written before Elon Musk bought it.
A 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 2.
A 2? Okay. Is a publication on Twitter called a Twitter, a tweet, a twerp, or a tweak?
A tweet.
Yeah, it's a tweet.
It's a tweet. Okay, yes. So you would move 2 spaces forward on the board. Let's go with a different one. Let's see if we can
that's funny. That's so funny.
So
was our rating, T, the amount of spaces we would move?
Exactly. So the difficulty is how many spaces you move. So here we go. Maybe this one's more your cup of tea. On a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you know Stranger Things?
Ooh, I'd probably say like an 8.
Yeah, I'd say an 8.
7.
All right, I heard 2 8s, so I'm going to go with 8. What does Dustin name the monstrous pet he raises?
D'Artagnan. Or Dart, for short.
I'm going to guess that that's D'Artagnan. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I named it D'Artagnan after the
After the Three
Musketeer.
Musketeers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
called
would
it Dart for short.
Yeah.
You would move 8 spaces on the board.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
really
it's a cool
like it.
concept.
Yeah, so the one questions are like very basic. They're basically jokes. The ones, so you can always move forward if you don't know the topic at all. But here we go. On a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you know 2000s children's television from the 2000s?
Ooh.
That's more of a Joe thing.
I think that'd probably be more me than him. He was
Okay.
I'm gonna-
old in the-
Go
I'm
ahead.
a go. I would go with a 6, but I think Abby would rate it higher.
I probably would go like an 8.
Okay,
All right,
let's
I'm
go
gonna
8.
go with 8. Oh, you know this. In Avatar: The Last Airbender, who was the Avatar directly before Aang?
Never watch Avatar, so I wouldn't
I
even
haven't
know.
either.
Oh no! How could you not have seen Avatar? Chat. Do you know in Avatar: The Last Airbender, without looking it up, who was the Avatar directly before Aang?
Oh no.
Yeah, never watch a single episode of it.
Oh, I love Avatar. It's so good.
Nope, Simon has not seen Avatar either.
What is with this chat and channel? Oh my gosh. So that one, the English version will be CDSK, is the version, but it comes with a lot of these cards, and each
That's
card has
cool.
10 questions. And when they pitched it to me, I was like, trivia games, I don't really, because I was thinking of Trivial Pursuit, and I'm like, I don't really know this stuff. But the format of this one, and then it's definitely like, I don't know, more modern in our generation, so I really enjoy it. And then the other game I'll pull out, because I have many options, but this is the one that I'm personally most excited about. So this is Miller Zoo, and you would be shocked. It's a co-op. But you're taking care of animals in a zoo together.
I mean, it sounds like a cute concept.
The art is really cute, and it's really interesting, and it's very puzzly, and I just really enjoy it. It's 1 to 6 players. It's 30 minutes. We played it over Christmas.
Okay.
With the nieces. We like powered through the campaign, and I want to play it again, like immediately. So you can play campaign or you can play normal, but I just really like it.
Yeah.
See, James even knows.
Little twice if you're okay.
It's the game. I have
Yeah.
13 games that
Yeah.
I am putting out.
James, T is playing Clank Legacy with me and the Steve and David, so they have agreed, and yet we've had extended it as long as we possibly can.
We do have days where I can't play it, though.
That is very true.
Yeah.
That is
But
very
I have
true.
13 games coming out this year, and that's the one I'm most excited about, like
Very
personally.
cool.
And it's a co-op, which is super weird for me to say, but yeah. So
So there we go.
there we go. That's my
Hachette.
floor.
There you go.
All right, there we go. Sneak preview, folks.
Whoop,
I
You
like
also
it.
can
I
see
like
I
it.
don't pick up the Hobbit toys that fall.
Oh man,
Off
T, I
my
took
desk.
we took three Haba games over to our friend's house when they were watching the Super Bowl because they have littles and they were like kind of interested in the game but not really interested in the game, and so we were like, let's play all these things. So guess what their favorite game was out of the 3? We brought Dragon's Breath, Hammer Time, and Tiny Park. Guess what their favorite was?
Oh, I want to say
Two
Hammer
boys. There
Time.
was 2 boys.
It's Hammer Time.
Yeah, Hammer Time.
Hammer Time's so good.
Yeah, it was their absolute favorite.
All right.
All right. So, Abby, Joe, what do y'all got going on in the streaming this week?
Yep. So only one stream from us this week because obviously we're getting on a plane to go to Abby's surgery this weekend. But tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Pacific, it's going to be the Valentine's Day stream of sweets. We're going to be playing Boba Mahjong and Bittersweet. I think
cool.
appropriately themed for Valentine's Day. And if y'all tune in, you could win your very own copy of Boba Mahjong, courtesy of Tate Wu. So tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Pacific.
Very nice.
Nice. Yes, and Sharpen Your Razor says, good luck, Abby. Agreed.
Thank you.
Yes. Good luck.
Yeah. So it's going to be like a week, right, Abby, that you and both are going to be off streaming?
Yeah, we get back from Mexico, I think on
The
late
22nd.
Wednesday, and then
Yeah.
my mom leaves Friday, so we're gonna kind of just hang out with her
Yeah.
until then. I think Joe's back to streaming on that Saturday, and I'm just gonna kind of play it by ear.
Yeah,
If
totally.
I'm feeling good, I'm gonna come crash some stuff and harass him.
Yep.
Yeah,
And if I don't, then I could just, stay in hiding.
Yeah. Fair. Totally
you can
fair.
always hang out in the chat.
Exactly, and harass
Yep.
via chat.
Yep.
Either way, I'll be harassing.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
send
so
all your word bands
Exactly.
in there.
Yeah. Yes.
All the word
yes,
bands.
torture me with word bands because
Yep.
that's what y'all do.
All right, friends. So for me, you can catch me on Wednesday. I'm going to finish the first chapter of the Under Fallen Skies solo campaign. If you all watched last week, Mexico City was damaged. It wasn't destroyed yet, so I have one more chance to try to redeem it. So that's going to be tomorrow, Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then Friday, I'm going to do some crafting and chillaxing, chilling and chatting, all the fun words on Friday. Because I did some video games, I did some digital stuff that was kind of very stressful. Joe, you saw the tragedy that was.
Yeah,
me
but
playing
you
Theophilus,
but you finished it, which is great. Which I still need to play it because I spent the $2 on it and I need to play it.
Yeah. So just also heads up, you can use the gems as fireballs, apparently. So there we go. All right, friends. So that is it. I will say thanks again to our wonderful guest T. Congratulations on all the things that are coming up from Hachette. Super exciting. And again, and Cabin Games. That's true. That's very true. What's the website for Cabin Games? CabinGames.com?
No, cabingames.us.
Games.us. Let's put that.
If anybody wants to buy me cabingames.com, it's $7,000.
Wow.
Yikes.
When I type that in, it says the page you requested cannot be found.
CabinGames.us.
.us. So maybe someone else can try see if it's just me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just you. There's a typo. There has to be a typo in there because it just came up.
No, it's your stupid whatever you put on here that's
Firewall?
blocking it, I guess.
Firewall.
Yeah.
Right now we have
the
merch on the
McAfee.
website. You can sign up for the newsletter, and then also we have Beth. It's me. I have Beth Sobel's her very gorgeous River and Stone playing card deck that she
Nice.
made.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Cool. Well, friends, thanks everybody for hanging out today and sticking around for while the gremlins were attacking. We're going to send you over to the lovely Andrew and Pia, Board Game Spam, right now. They are... What are they playing? I was trying to see.
Oh, no, what are they playing?
They are
Let's
currently playing La Cité de la Lumière, the City of Lights.
Oh, Paris City of Lights. Okay, that's a fun one from Devere.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
So there we go, friends. And until next time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Big hugs. Love you. Love everybody. Stay safe, friends. Enjoy your games. And we'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.